one. Welcome back to another live episode of the Relevant Recruiter Show. I'm your main host, Donnie Gupton. Today I'm with my sometimes co-host, Alexis Mesky, and she is the partner with me in Aura Marketing. Today we are talking about some massive client success today. We're going to talk about how one of our clients has consistently since May generated 100,000 impressions from her content each and every month, generated a ton of inbound leads, both clients and candidates from this. And we're going to kind of give you behind the scenes of what she is doing to have this kind of success with this. So before I keep rambling, if you guys are with us live, go ahead and tap that like button. Let us know that you can hear, and just drop in the comments, what industry you're focused on and maybe where you're located. Let's get this conversation going. Alexis, thank you for hanging out with me here today.
I love being here every month. Hello to everybody that's here. And I'm excited to talk about this because I feel like people look at this client as she's like a novelty. Like, how does she do it? I feel like we get asked that all the time. She probably gets asked that all the time. So I'm excited today to dive into the strategy that we use with her and some of the things that she's doing really well, so we could share that with everybody else.
Excellent. And as we kind of get this thing going here, what we're going to be talking about today, just to kind of save people time, we were actually just talking about this before, people chasing information. This will be really valuable for you if you are really looking to become an authority and leader in your marketplace. If you're a recruiting agency owner that's looking for other unique ways to generate and drive traffic to your business, this is going to have a ton of impact for you. But if you're, kind of stuck to the traditional methods and traditional outreach and married to the phone, we'll save ourselves some time. You're not going to like what we have to say. This is definitely a modern approach that we've been using, something I've been doing for 7-8 years, something we've been doing in Aura Marketing, for the last 2 years now. So everything that we're talking about, and especially this case study, is proven of what we're doing from the marketing side to help recruiting agencies. So I'm going to kind of interview Alexis today from her position in Aura Marketing. And one of the cool things that we do with Aura Marketing is, we really provide a container for people to really tap into their power. And that's done through the live setting that's created by Alexis. And Alexis has a really unique ability to get people to see themselves, to lead them through the conversation, and to ultimately put their boldest content out there. So that's why I'm really excited today, is because Alexis doesn't get to kind of brag on herself and how she shows up on these things all the time. So I'm going to do it for her. But Alexis, let's just kind of talk about the foundation of, just being successful. What is the key foundation before we even get to the heavy strategy to being successful with, getting impressions with content?
Yeah. So I think the undeniable foundation that everybody has to have, and that Kiva definitely has, is consistency. Yep. Now, let me kind of share what she does, but then I'm going to talk to the audience for a second. She is consistently showing up with her content. I was actually just showing her profile to one of our a potential client that I was talking to. Last month, she did 38 posts, and we're providing her with that content. So 38 feels like, that's more than one a month. So when I'm talking about consistency, I'm not talking about one a week consistent. To get those kind of metrics, it's a lot of content, but consistently putting out content. 38 was a high, but we're saying essentially almost every business day, there's content being put out there. And in order to put out that kind of content and still be successful, there's no way that somebody that's running a successful business could put out that kind of content on their own. So she's really utilizing our system and our strategy so she can stay in her zone of genius and be successful and serve the leads that we're bringing because of that content. So she's utilizing the content consistently. She's also reposting things from business page, from other people, and just consistently engaging too. So we're not just talking about just posting. We're talking about engaging with the community, because that brings content to life. That's the energy. That's the life. It's investing in the community and the consistency.
Yep. I love it. And Anne's here, Ann Bedford in Flood today. She's here. Peter, what's going on, Peter? Marissa, Glenn, all folks that I know personally. So thank you guys for hanging out and watching. So We'll tie it back in the end. We'll kind of walk through our process in more detail of how we can help with that consistency, because that's a key thing. And like, yeah,
Mhm.
you say post a content, one post a day, and immediately like overwhelm, like
Right.
got other things I need to focus on. Right. But one of the things that really makes, our client really unique is just how she shows up every day. Share about that.
Yeah. So, um, I think that I'd love to say that it's because she's so bold, but that's not the way everybody is or everybody's going to be. So what I'd like to say here is she shows up authentically who she is. And this is so important. So like you can't model her demeanor or behavior because that may not be you, right? Like you need to model what she's doing really well, which is the authenticity of showing up. She's not apologetic. She is bold. She's speaks her truth. And I think that what I'd say about her, and we have a lot of potential clients that end up reaching out to her to talk to her about how it's working for her, who say, oh, she is who she is on the video. She is it is a mirror of who she is. And I think that a lot of times when people create content, they feel they need to be polished or professional. We talk about this, or they need to be like a persona of who they are. The best content is showing exactly who you are when you talk with somebody. And she really does that. She knows her audience. She has a very connected audience, which we'll talk about later, but she's not trying to appeal to everybody. Like she's not just trying to sell them. She actually adds value, tips, insight. She says the things that she wants. And sometimes she says them a little bit edgier because that is who she is. She's not going to mince her words. She is unapologetically who she is, which is a bold, capable, experienced individual that's well connected. So I think that leaning into your authenticity is key for success, and driving those impressions as well.
Yeah. And I think when you're authentic, like that's actually when you're memorable,
Yeah.
right? Like your own unique self. And again, I think you make a great point about her. She's not trying to be anybody
No.
else. She's not trying to please everyone, and so like she knows who her audience is and she creates messaging that directly speaks to that. I just absolutely love, that part of it for her. So we talk about, all of these things with the authenticity, that really allows her to kind of build a community,
Mhm.
right? And we hear this word community online all the time. So like, how does her authenticity allow her to kind of really attract and grow an online community of people that believe in her and follow her?
Yeah. The community part is really important. And I think that when we're talking about community here, we're not just talking about growing your followers because that's not community, right?
Right.
That's a
Yep.
selfish one-way street.
Yep.
We're talking about a connected community that, yes, of course, has to do with how many followers you have in some sense. But I mean, you can have a much smaller network, but if you're engaged with that community. And I think that when you are able to present yourself authentically, you're creating an invitation for community. If you are not authentic, it's like a barrier to trust and a barrier to connection. So, she's not just building a brand or noise in the community. She's not just putting things out there. She's not just putting things out there that are like watered down and what everybody else is doing. She's built a community of like-minded individuals that's robust. I mean, they obviously eat her content up we're talking 100,000 average. Last month was 170,000, just to note that month. I mean, they're engaging, they're connected because they like who she is. And sometimes, this is an interesting point. This happened last month. Somebody posted something unfavorable towards what she wrote, which was funny because it was not at all a controversial topic. I think it's interesting to bring up this point, but it's still engaging in a community. Like people are listening, people are tapped in, and people that have a community are tapped in to the people, right? And it's not just posting content. This is very, very important. It's not just putting your content out there. It's engaging, it's connecting, it's sharing. It's, hey, I think you would like this. It's truly connecting and networking with your community.
Yep. Yep. And she does, like you just talked about, just an exceptional job of putting her bold stuff out there. And I think going back, it's like that, what makes her community so powerful is, you just mentioned that she had that comment with somebody that wasn't overly favorable, but that's what you want in a weird way. I know that's what people are afraid of, but what she's done there, she's driven a part of her market away. And trust me, based off this comment, she wouldn't want to work with this individual.
Right.
100% guarantee that. And so that's a good thing. Guys, have an abundance mindset. There's so many prospects out there for us. And if we're just looking to attract the ideal, then, or just looking to attract everybody, we attract nobody. Look at that ideal prospect and speak to it. I think that's so important. So what do you think about, like, she creates content, but she does it in a way, like when it comes to like getting the topics, she's not asking for permission, right? Like she comes in, she shows up with topics. Like, what do you see that's really unique about her when she's creating content, and what she's looking for when it comes to like, well, what should I say?
This is a really important question. And it's important because I think that everybody has the issue of like, what do I create?
Yep.
And ultimately underneath that, most people have the self-doubt. And so creating content, putting themselves out there is very unsettling. And I would say that one of the things that she does really, really well is she believes in what she offers and what she does. And like, that is magnetic.
Yep.
Like, and listen, that doesn't mean you don't have doubts. I mean, that's not saying you don't ever doubt yourself or you don't have insecurities. That's not what that is. But she leans in to her ability to be able to help people and connect. Like she genuinely listens, engages, connects. And like she comes off as so confident because she trusts herself.
Yeah.
And so when we partner to generate her content ideas, we're working on different targets, but I know I can like suggest a topic that's so rooted in who she is. And she's going to show up and deliver because she's confident. Like she's confident in her ability to help, her multi-pronged audience, which, we can talk about soon. She does have multiple audiences. She knows what she offers and she shows up. And that is so hard for people. So many people feel like, well, I don't have anything proprietary. I don't do anything differently. I know what I do well, but like they doubt what they do. But if you trust in who you are and trust your ability to be successful and lead with that, the content is so much more natural and truly builds a magnetic brand.
Yeah. And I think that confidence attracts.
Absolutely.
Right? And so that's a big part why we're talking about this being, about her impressions is like, yeah, she has the idea, but then it attracts is because she's not showing up with doubt. She's leading her market, with complete authority. If you guys are listening to this right now, go ahead and drop in the comments any questions that you have. If you're liking what we're having to say, tap that like button. But, if you are creating content, be curious, what content are you finding most valuable for yourself right now? What's winning for you? Love to hear that in the comments. Now, one of the other things that we really focused on with her that's making the impressions go up and making the actual results of inbound leads go up is what she's doing and where she's driving her content. So speak on that a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, as we know, LinkedIn is, you don't own LinkedIn. That's not a space. It's a rented digital space, right? And so we want to utilize it, but it should never be the place that we are asking people to stay on. That's one of a foolish decision for most people. So basically we want her content to drive traffic to her website. Now, she doesn't just have any website. She has a great website. She's a creative. So her website is beautiful on its own, but beyond being beautiful, there are targeted pages there for her targeted audience where she can capture their information, where she then has additional content and services there for them. So she has offers where, she can support not only clients with her recruiting services, but with candidates. So she has different things other than the traditional searches and fees, but we are utilizing her content to bring people to those places because that's her bread and butter. That's what she owns. That's what she has control over. So, ultimately we're giving her that opportunity to then take the content, get the information, and then nurture those sources. So all the people that you interact with, that you either have messages, that you send emails to, and they may say, the time is not right now. But ultimately, if you are not following up with them consistently and staying top of mind, you are losing out on potential business for yourself. So when you take content, drive it to the right type of pages on your website, you have the ability to get that information and to nurture potential clients or candidates so that when the time is right, you're the one that's top of mind.
Love it. Love it. And just to drive that home, the whole reason with the inbound, the form is that nurturing. This is one of the things that staffing in recruiting industries and kind of just trained is like so much of it because of the traditional training of cold call. Everything is basically focused on what we call in the marketing world, like the top of the funnel. I'm just focused on the interacting with new people. But when you have a list of people that are interested and you continue to nurture and stay top of mind and capture that there's so much more fruit there. It's actually easier to pick the fruit off that tree than the one where you're going to the top of the funnel. So I love how you broke that down of like, we drive the traffic to the website, but then that allows us to truly nurture these things. What other, kind of last thoughts do you have around her success and any other tips that we think we've left out about today?
I think one of the things that we do with her and that she's cognitive of is we are consistently analyzing and shifting a strategy. So this is where, like, if you're creating content on your own, sometimes it's like, okay, you have a formula. If you're not constantly reanalyzing that and making changes and shifting, whether what's going on in the economy, in your business, in the business of the world, is to what your services are, it's going to fall flat. I'm sorry. Like, even though you may know how to create content, you've got in a groove, if you don't have expertise on how to be analyzing what's working and shift based on that, at some point that changes. I mean, you and I recorded some content this morning and we were talking about some of our favorite LinkedIn tips right now. The tip that I gave today was different than the tip I would have given last month because it changes that fast. I mean, things change constantly. So we're analyzing, we're shifting, we're, acquiescing with what's going on so that our strategy is always fresh.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about our strategy a little bit more. You want me to share it or you want to share it?
You share. I've been talking so much.
So one of the things that really makes Aura Marketing unique is that we create all of your content and that only requires 1 hour of your time per month. So we work with you on a front end strategy, like Alexis just talked about. We're consistently analyzing what success we're having or what success we're not having with the efforts that we create with you. But the biggest thing is that allows our clients to stay in their zone of genius, where in that 1 hour of content a month, where that 1 hour meeting, that's for example, where Kiva's recording 38 different videos or 38 pieces of content, not 38 videos, but 38 pieces of content from one recording session. So that's the kind of leverage we're creating for our clients. Now, this is something that some people in the marketplace still think is optional. And I'll tell you that every day you wait is every day that your competitor is capturing more market share. They're expanding their audience, they're building deeper connections, and they're the ones that are going to win in the long game. You can no longer wait in this game of content if you're serious about building your recruiting business. And so one of the things that Alexis and I have to offer is what we call our marketing strategy session. Okay. Now, before I get into that, like, what we do is not for everybody. What we do is for the people that want to be viewed as an authority in their market, want to be viewed as the top 5% in the market, and people that are looking for unique ways to add to what they already have, that are looking for more. And so what we want to offer you today is a no risk free strategy call. And during this call, whether it's with me or with Alexis, we're going to dive deep into your current marketing strategy. We'll find the holes in it. And then we're going to, take a look at your lead generation strategies as well. We'll find the holes in that and we'll identify these areas of improvement. And then we're going to map out a very clear, actionable plan for you to be able to elevate your business. Now, why today? Why now? Well, because you need immediate clarity. Okay. This call will get you immediate clarity and give you really good insights on what's working, what's not, and how you can optimize your own efforts. Okay. You're going to walk away with a personalized strategy. You'll know exactly the things that you need to do to, adjust in your marketing efforts so you can generate inbound leads and have the same type of success as Kiva. This call is free. There's no risk. It's all reward. So it's designed really to provide an immense amount of value with no strings attached. Okay. But here's the thing. I mean, we only have so much time in our schedule. These calls fill up fast. So if you're ready to be viewed as the authority in your market, you want to generate impressions that drive leads, just send a direct message to Alexis or myself, and we can talk about how we can implement this strategy, for you, or drop a comment in the links below. But this is something that is no risk, all reward. So make sure that you schedule your free strategy call with us today so we can get this type of success going for your business.
Yeah. And I'm just going to add one more thing there, Donnie. I think one of the best things that we do is you get an actual partner in helping you be successful. Like,
Yep.
I can give people the strategy all day long, but sometimes all of the things that we talked about that make Kiva successful, the opposite of that, the self-doubt, the questioning, all that will come in. If you're even at the point when you know that what you need is a supportive partner, send me a message. Like, if you're like, I don't even, the strategy, like, I wouldn't even know where to start. I don't even want that. I want to talk with you about what the solution is to have a partner to generate consistent impressions and consistently generate leads. Send us a message. We would love to have a call with you, share more about how we do that, and potentially partner with you as we enter Q4 and make it your best quarter.
Yep. And last thing I'll close off with is take a look around. When you're on LinkedIn and you see the people that are talking and sharing their success, what you'll see as a common thing is they have a brand, they have a market, you know about them, and they're not chasing things right now. There are people that are winning at a very high level now, and these are the people that have taken the time to build this stuff before this current economy slowed down a little bit. So now is your time to get ahead and nail this for your business. So go ahead and drop a DM or send me a DM, drop a comment. Alexis and I would love to help you at least start with building out your strategy.